Fan theories are amazing, aren't they? I researched the juiciest pages of the Demon Slayer manga, or as some of you might say, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and encountered some turning points in the plot that could turn out to be bewildering twists if things didn't go as planned. What if Giyu reached Mount Kumotori a day prior? What if Kagaya's assault on Muzan was successful? What if Muzan didn't kill the doctor who treated him? All these chapters will be answered today, so stick around. So Tanjiro is resting in a tavern below the mountains, while his family is getting annihilated by Muzan. All of this could have been avoided if our anti-social and broody Hashira, Giyu, had been able to reach Mount Kumotori just a day earlier. Anyway, how would the story actually pan out if Giyu was actually confronted by Michael Jackson himself? I mean, Muzan, sorry. But you have to admit, our boy has the 90s pop trip down bad. Giyu reaches the Kamado home, sensing the presence of a baffling threat, and runs to confront it. But he notices the signature moonwalk and bows down, admitting defeat. Okay, no more Michael Jackson references. So Giyu confronts Muzan and immediately determines that he isn't going to last even a minute in front of the Demon King himself. His cat-like eyes instill fear in every cell of Giyu's body as he unsheaths his sword. Knowing that he is no match for Muzan, he prioritizes the escape of the Kamado household, who are in a state of shock while he holds back the venom. But who are we kidding? Even if Giyu used every form of every breath in the Demon Slayer universe, he still wouldn't be able to inflict a single cut on Muzan, considering the water pillar hasn't even manifested the Demon Slayer mark itself yet. So our socially awkward Hashira is in for a mercy kill. Muzan's mood and his decision to toy with him would determine his death. But Muzan, apart from being the shape-shifting narcissist that he is also an opportunist, so he might even offer Giyu a job in the moons, which will result in a rejection and subsequent battering of the Hashira. So an unanswered question still looms in our heads: why was Muzan on Mount Kumotori in the first place? For the most part, if you paid about 10% attention, you would know that Muzan has only one goal: resistance against the sun, which can be only achieved with the blue spider lilies, so he might as well be there to look for them. But coming back to the situation at hand, after killing Giyu, Muzan will definitely end up going on a killing spree and murdering the Kamados, turning one of the siblings into a flesh-craving demon. So we made a full circle and came back to the situation depicted in the original plot. Tanjiro's family is dead once again, with him left to fend off the world and protect one of his siblings who had turned into a demon. However, this time, after Kagaya is informed of Giyu's demise and Muzan's presence by the Kasugai crows, he will most definitely send in a barrage of pillars to investigate and hopefully end the Demon King's reign of terror. They will in turn run into the red-haired boy Tanjiro and his demon accomplice, and judging by their reactions when they originally met Tanjiro and Nezuko in the anime, they will most probably end up killing the demon without a second thought. But Tanjiro would most likely put up a decent fight before going down and impressing the pillar he encounters. The most likely outcome is Tanjiro being recruited by the flame Hashira, Rengoku Kyojuro. And after that, he would go on to learn the various flame-breathing forms, following a slightly different path than in the original manga. Although all of these efforts would go to waste, Tanjiro will probably meet his end on Mount Natagumo fighting Rui, as he doesn't have his sister with him for assistance like he did in the anime, and there's no guarantee he will survive long enough for a Hashira to come and rescue him. Thus, the journey of our golden-hearted hero will come to an end. That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? So let's just make the story go on canonically and skip to the part where Muzan confronts Kagaya in his mansion. We all know how Kagaya one-upped Muzan by peeking into the future and played the Uno reverse card on the unsuspecting demon lord. Muzan is then impaled by flesh seeds, immobilizing him, and Tamayoro injects him with a serum that, with the help of Gilme, has the potential to turn him back into a human. Now there can be two potential outcomes if we consider the Nakime isn't able to transport Muzan and all the Hashiras back during the onslaught. One of Tamyo's medicines act fast and turns Muzan human again quickly, all while Himejima bashes his head in again and again. That would be a disappointing outcome, as the other demons would likely die out and disperse, leaving Muzan in the hands of the Hashiras and facing a terrifying future. But that's all just wishful thinking, and we know that the Demon Lord isn't going anywhere so easily, which takes us to the second route the story could go. Muzan is impaled by the spikes and has nowhere to flee, as he is surrounded by Hashiras and gradually transformed back into a human. He would always use the technique he used against the OG breath user, Yorichi, and split his body into numerous cellular parts and run away. Whatever way the story drags itself, Muzan is not going down without a fight, and he will most probably return with a fury of vengeance and end the Demon Slayer Corps once and for all. This is clearly not the outcome that most of the audience would hope for. But then again, we are playing by the rules of Koyoharu Gotoge, the author. That was not a very fitting end, was it? So let's discuss another theory while we're at it, going back to the roots of all these debacles. What if Muzan never killed the doctor who treated him out of spite? That could direct the story in a number of ways. Muzan, as we all know, was highly impatient with the doctor and killed him in frustration, unbeknownst to him that the blue spider lily medicine was actually working on him and treating his incurable disease. So assuming Muzan doesn't kill his doctor after his doctor makes the discovery that Muzan has turned into a human-eating monstrosity, he could very well try to escape the abomination he made. But Muzan won't allow such a thing to happen. He would make him spill all the beans about the treatment method and find a path to immortality. Or the doctor could just simply die in the process of Muzan extracting the information, which would then turn out similar to the main storyline. This hypothesis really depends on the nature of the doctor and his values. If he is a good human being, he will most likely try to save the world from the monster he created and try to kill Muzan or himself. Another outcome can be that he comes under the influence of the Demon Lord and helps him to attain the power to walk in the sun and become his partner in crime. Whatever the case may be, this will turn Demon Slayer lore on its head, ending the story even before it starts. Muzan's appearance would not result in formation of the Demon Slayer Corps. Instead, he would attempt and most likely succeed in ruling the world. That would also result in a depressing ending. But wait, we cannot forget one thing. The Ubuyashiki household might still end up putting up a resistance to the Demon King's crusade, and the story will take a 180-degree turn. We might end up in a universe where demons rule the land, and humans hide and fight in the shadows. That could make for a very interesting plot. But in any case, we know that Muzan is not dying the death he deserves, proving that in the original story, Muzan is killed in a 1 in a billion chance made by fate, acting for over 1,000 years and creating characters who contribute to his death in some ways over this long period of time, with all of it assimilating and resting in the hands of our protagonist, who battles in a fight for his life to land the final of the millions of blows delivered over centuries of fighting and complete the story that has woven together by fate, turning the story into legend. These theories in themselves are insane, but we cannot thank the mangaka enough for making a story that touches our hearts quite like Demon Slayer does. How did you like our theories so far? Leave your what-ifs in the comment section, and who knows, they might be featured in one of our future videos. Until then, please hit that like button so we know you enjoy our content, and it gives us the motivation to get up and create more for you to enjoy. We'll see you in the next video, where we discuss more such content.